Vancouver is coming off a loss last episode where they put up 128 points on our heads, which is the most that we have been scored on at any point this year. So this was the worst moment of the defense all year long, and we saw a bulk of that game. And honestly, it makes sense that it's the Spurs who are going to do that to us because we seem to have issues guarding SGA, Calvin Gordon, and Josh Christopher, among some of their other players, their role players on their team. So it kind of makes sense. I also failed to make mid-game adjustments for defense besides the matchups. So I think going forward, once we get to the second half of some games and it's close, I'm probably going to make some adjustments if I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And if I do that in that game, we probably win or we just allow a little bit less points. But regardless, we lose. And that does mean that we are now 4 games back from San Antonio, who are now on a 12-game win streak as of that moment, taking us down. So we're 4 games back. The Warriors are 2.5 games in front of us now as well. So we are firmly in third for the time being. We have a bit of a stretch here coming up where we will get to the All-Star break. Got about a month until we get there. And we're going to get through this game against St. Louis back at home today. We might do some simming afterwards to get to the All-Star break and then start next episode there, which I think is going to be the plan because next episode is going to be the episode 100 special, so it's going to be longer than usual. I'll try and go through a good amount of the All-Star break and the three-point contest and the dunk contest, and then we'll get into an actual matchup at some point here in March. But without further ado, I want to go through one thing that I have been kind of toying with mostly this year. I've not really toyed with it that much in previous years, but in the Prep Hub, it shows you a lot about your team, including team proficiency, which is currently at 3 out of 5 stars for our balanced coaching system. And really, that's like decent, but I want it to be higher because if it's higher, then we play better as a team. We are more cohesive. We are a better unit. So it's not just team chemistry that plays a part in that. It's also team proficiency. And so what I've been doing with that is going into our training schedule. And any day that we don't have a game, I have tried to apply after the Spurs game right here on the 23rd. I have tried to put in body work and study film sessions, as well as mixing and matching team systems and individual training. I don't have any individual training this month, but last month I did. And so body work will help guys recover from injury faster and just try and have less fatigue and work on that fatigue. And study film, obviously, I guess, helps people better understand their role, which means, understanding our system, and also gets better in the mental attributes like basketball IQ and team chemistry. So trying to go for more basketball IQ, trying to avoid injuries, and trying to get our team system up to speed, because if we can get that higher, I feel really good about our chances this year. But it's not where I want it to be yet. As for individual training, this is the list of, who I have doing what. I have got Anderson focusing on defense because that is what he's by far the worst at. I've got Bobo doing rebounding, Carney on defense as well because he seems to struggle there a lot. I got Todd Graves doing outside scoring because I want him to be a better jump shooter. And I got Halliburton doing defense, Azette doing more outside scoring, Keldon Johnson defense, which makes sense because he seems to be targeted when he's out there on the court. And then you can see the rest of the guys on here. But yeah, I'm focusing on individual training and team system training for the rest of the year. Looks like Azette has a high injury risk, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think he'll be fine. Maybe I should be worried about that. But we got a small sim stretch coming up against the Cavaliers, Trailblazers, Jazz, Suns, Timberwolves, Thunder, and the Magic before we jump into our game against St. Louis. So let's get to some simming now. And right as we're done simming, Joel Carney has a stress fracture in his right foot. He's going to miss about a month. So thankfully we are near the All-Star break, so that will give him more time to recover and have less games that we're going to miss without him on the court. But we're also on a win streak. We have won every single sim game of this stretch. And now we're going to lose one of our top guys off the bench. So right now, this is our current lineup. And Azette has a tendency just up by 1 above Carney for dish to open man, which is obviously very similar, and that is what helps guys get assists. But Tyus Jones has it at 65, so I think I'm just going to put in Tyus Jones for Carney. We will lose a bit of height, but I mean, most every team has a guy like around 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", and they're usually a point guard or a shooting guard, usually point guard. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I will just replace Carney with Tyus Jones, and we're going to stick with everything else as it is right now. But as I said, we are on a win streak because we won every game that we simmed, and it looks like we have closed the gap, if it will sim ahead. We have closed the gap in half. Not only with the Warriors, but also with the Spurs. We are now just 2 games back from San Antonio and 1 game back from Golden State. And the next team behind us is 4.5 games behind us. So right now, it's really a 3-horse race between us, Golden State, and San Antonio. And it looks like our numbers overall have stayed pretty much the same. We're 9-1 in our last 10. We have been better at home this past stretch. And we're still a very good road team, 23-5 on the road. This team is not rattled by going into somebody else's place and taking them down. So it's nice to see us bounce back from the loss. And now let's check some box scores real quick. The first game was a rematch of the finals in which we took down the Cavaliers pretty handily. Mostly thanks to a solid last 3 quarters after the Cavaliers got off to a 6-point lead after 1. But Garland drops 24-9. It looks like they must be missing Mobley. Oh no, he was there, only had 11 and 9. They also have Jarrett Allen with 16. Looks like they just are not just playing as well this year for some reason. They might have lost, I mean, they lost Bryant Lambert for sure. We know that. So that could have been a big loss for them. But in this game, Tyrese Halliburton drops 40, 6 and 9. This has got to be, this is one of his highest scoring games of his career. It's got to be somewhere up there. I think his career high is just above that. Yeah, it's 44. But this is the highest he's scored this season, which is fantastic. What a great day for him. 10 for 13 from 3 is just comprehensible. Anderson drops 26, and he shot very well. Carney at 22 off the bench before he got hurt. And 16 points for Keldon Johnson. Bobo shot poorly. Payne shot poorly and only had 9 boards, but he did have 3 blocks and 2 steals. But a nice win against the Cavaliers, and we shot 52% from downtown. That is difficult to beat. Then we took down Portland behind 26 and 13 for Halliburton and 23 for Anderson. Our star players are having a nice couple of games here. Carney shot well off the bench. Payne bounced back, and Graves dropped 10. Looks like the Trailblazers got 14 from Jordan Poole, and that was their highest score. And this time we do beat the Utah Jazz. They got 23, 7 and 5 for RJ Barrett. We got 24 for Keldon Johnson, one of his better days on the season. Anderson drops 21, although he did not shoot very well. Halliburton a double-double. Payne a double-double. Graves 16, 6 and 6. I love that stat line. And another nice win. Then we had 3 really close wins in a row, and this was one of those. We beat the Suns by 5. Anderson and Graves both dropped 24. Payne had a nice 20 and 15 game, and Halliburton had 12 and 8 with a couple of contributions from Bobo, Carney, Keldon Johnson, and Zet. And the Suns had 28 from Copeland, 24 from Booker, and nobody else did a whole lot. Then we took down Minnesota by only 2 points at home. Carney leads the way with 20 points in 20 minutes. Graves once again shoots well. Anderson just 4 for 10. Payne a double-double, Zet 14, and Halliburton only 5 points, 2 for 7 from the field, with it out 12 assists. And Jared Vanderbilt, no points, no shots, but 13 rebounds. The Timberwolves got 30 from Julio Haywood, who has been kind of their star player this year. This was actually close to his season high. And Horace Rivers drops 22. How has he been doing this year? Let's get an update on how he has been performing. 11.8 points per game, 5.5 boards, 1.7 assists, shooting 46, 47%, and is now shooting very well from 3. At the start of the year, he was shooting very poorly from 3, but has gotten back to what the league is used to for him, and he's pretty much having his best season since he left us. So good to see for him, but not with this team. Then we took down OKC on the road by 2 thanks to a small fourth quarter comeback. KPJ drops 32 and 11. Giddey had 19, 6 and 9. But the Woodsmen got 27 and 13 for Halliburton, 20 for Anderson and Carney. Once again, lights it up, dropping 20. But of course, he got hurt right after this next game. And it was a blowout win against Orlando where Anderson drops 43 points, although he did take 35 shots. But he shot extremely well from downtown. Halliburton played well, dropping 22 and 16. Vogel had one of his better games on the season. And Azette and Carney both contribute off the bench, along with Keldon Johnson. Don Payne, 2 for 10. But we came out on top. Brent Davis for them drops 24. He is up to an 84 overall in the middle of his third season, having the best one of his career so far in terms of points. But in terms of other numbers, they're a bit down from what he did last season. So yes, we are 38 and 14, and now we go into a matchup against the 21 and 32 St. Louis Sound. I did not mention this last episode, but for the first couple of weeks, they play their starters for the entire game because for some God knows why reason, expansion teams that are CPU controlled sometimes hire coaches, and those coaches, I don't know why, play the starters for all 48. So I had to fire their head coach myself and hire somebody else and then rebuild their rotations with the coach game plan. But I fixed it. But the Sound still just have not really put together the right pieces. They still have Alex Barker, obviously, but he's just not. He can't carry the load for them. And here's your starting five. They're going to start Javon Davis, who we know was in contention for the first overall pick back when we drafted Don Payne first overall. Alex Barker, who was drafted in the same year as Anderson, and they're very similar players. Herb Jones, who used to play for us as our kind of Todd Graves kind of a player. Jalen Johnson out of Duke. And then the Time Lord Rob Williams. We go with Tyrese, Anderson, Graves, Bobo, and Don Payne. So a lot of interesting matchups here because of what's happened in the past with the draft, trading guys away, guys who should have been drafted, guys who are kind of playing the same role that the other guy was playing. So interesting crossover here. Let's go back home in Vancouver though. After like 3 episodes on the road, we are finally back at home at Rogers Arena to host the St. Louis Sound, the other expansion team here in the franchise. Alex Barker leads the way for them with 30 points per game. An absolutely amazing year as Anderson gets off to a good start, knocking that deep three down to open the scoring. Javon Davis has not really lived up to the hype that he was given because he was, I guess, supposed to go first overall, and he hasn't lived up to that potential. Payne is a similar overall, but he's, I think, just been a more consistent, I guess, aggressive, competitive player. He's made more of an impact on our team than Davis has on the Sound. So that's an interesting dynamic there, as Todd Graves drew the foul on the drive and has a couple of free throws, and they're both good. Quick start for us, 5-0. Davis, by the way, is averaging 15 points per game this year with 6.3 assists, and he's shooting only 37% from the field as he has the ball jarred loose as it rolls out of bounds off Bobo. What a good job to jar the ball loose there. So Javon Davis really has to pick things up because they might not re-sign him if he does not do better next year, which is going to be the last year of his contract. Wait, actually, no, that's this year. This year is year 4 of his contract. So, the same story for Don Payne. We're going to have to extend him in the offseason. They're going to feed Barker down low over Anderson, and that shot hits back iron. 5 on the shot clock. Anderson finds some space, but that one's way too high. Off the screen. Davis tries again for 3, and that one will rattle in. Anderson finds a lane, and the pass gets through from Graves for the assist. So right now, I don't have any game plan set up, but I'm probably going to switch Graves onto either Barker or Javon Davis because Herb Jones, as we know, is not really an offensive threat as Bobo jars that pass loose. Davis tried to lob it up for Jalen Johnson. Don Payne, the open triple. It's good! Is Payne becoming a stretch 5, perhaps? Maybe so. Don't leave that guy open now, Time Lord. Davis on the elbow, knocks it down again. And he's got all 5 for St. Louis. Shot clock winding down. Anderson finds Bobo in the corner. He steps into a shot that he knocks down in the face of Johnson. That's Barker this time from the mid-range, and that one drops. All right, yeah, real quick. I'm gonna put Todd Graves on Barker. Then I'll just let the rest of the guys figure it out. High screen from Bobo. Halliburton back to him for the wide open shot. The pick and pop won't work, but Payne's there on the glass for 2. And now it is Javon Davis driving and drawing the foul against Bobo. First free throw is up and good. Not seeing any lapse in shooting so far from him, except right there, I spoke too soon. He goes 1 for 2 at the charity stripe. Uh-oh, mismatch down low for Don Payne against Johnson. He goes to work on him, and he scores. Off the screen, Barker finds some space and knocks it down. Graves did a good job to recover off the screen, but Barker's just a really good shooter, man. He's shooting 45% from the field as Don Payne's off to a hot start. 4 for 4 and 9 points. Davis, contested shot. That one goes. He's off to a good start as well. Both teams have shot over 70% in the first couple of minutes of this one. I feel like I might watch the whole game here. I don't know. I kind of just feel like doing that. Halliburton left that 3 short. They love this action, the screen and the shot off the screen, but eventually it's not going to work. Mismatch for Bobo. Payne sees it. Huge size mismatch. Bobo goes to work and scores. Davis off the catch. Fires and knocks it down. This is not going to be the one game where Javon Davis shoots lights out, right? Payne attacks the basket, blocked by the Time Lord, and he gets the board. Through 6 minutes, the first 6 of the quarter, it's a 5-point game. Wide open 3 for Barker. Off the mark, though. Halliburton has space from 3, and that one drops. A lot of 3s falling for both teams to start us off. Sound call timeouts. Down by 8. So we got Anderson guarding Barker right now, and he's staying in front, and he did a good job to get the stop there too. Love seeing some better defensive plays out of Anderson. I say it every episode because he always has some kind of a highlight there. Down low is Payne on a mismatch, but he steps out of bounds as Barker kind of jarred the ball loose for a moment, made him had to scramble to get the ball. Barker catch and shoots. Not this time either. Halliburton sees a lane and is blocked out of bounds by Clement. Tyus Jones checks in with Keon Murphy, Vanderbilt, and Keldon Johnson as Anderson stays out there. Anderson hesitates, goes up, and that one's blocked as well. And I believe that is, I want to say Gordon Webb out there with that block. Already 3 here in the first quarter with the sound as Davis hits again from downtown. And now Barker jumps the pass and Tyus Jones turns it over. Up ahead to Davis, the bucket and the foul. This guy's got 16 points. Might have to put Graves on him. What the hell? Murphy attacks the rim, scores, and answers right back. That is not Gordon and Webb. That is Arnold. Did not catch the first name, but his last name's Arnold, and he actually has started 50 of the 53 games he's played in, but this is not one of them. Barker has held the ball in his hands the entire time until now. Arnold, the open 3. It's off the mark, and Keldon Johnson ends up with it. Gordon Johnson finds Tyus Jones for the uncontested triple, and that one falls. Got to get a hand up there, sir. Barker, mid-range jumper, back iron, and Vanderbilt boxes out Clement for the ball. Tyus Jones to Azette. He has to fire for three. That one's off the mark. Clement the screen. Barker the triple, uncontested. It's good. Nothing but net. It's back to 5. He shot 41% from 3 on the road so far this year, averaging 29 points per game in away games. Gordon Johnson, fade away. Won't fall. McDaniels finds Davis wide open. This guy's torching us. Tyus Jones has it jarred loose and stolen by Barker. Too many turnovers here in the first quarter, and now a chance to tie it up. Barker wants to taunt the crowd. Okay, dude. All right. That's enough. That is enough. I'm tired of you already, pal. The free throw is good. That's right. Keep fucking yapping, buddy. Murphy hands off to Azette. He attacks the paint and gets by McDaniels for the jam. Both teams have shot extremely well in the first quarter. That's why it's a high-scoring affair. Holding on to a slim lead. Barker steps back. Open three. It's good. What a shot. They've got some playmakers, huh? Azette gets the feed. Takes Barker down low. Backs him off and lays it in. Look at that tough guy down there. Back him down. Davis gets inside. Steps back. Out of a shot. Finds Robinson Earl for the tray. But that one's off. We have a chance to increase our lead. Secure a lead after 1. Kind of wanted Zet to attack Davis here because it's a mismatch. We're not going to yet. Hand off to Keldon Johnson. He attacks the rim. McDaniels, good defense, and he gets the stop. Last shot of the quarter. From the three-quarters court, McDaniels hits back iron, and Vancouver leads 33-31. Fun first quarter. Start of the second. Davis back out there. I think he sat for 2 minutes in total. Or he's played the entire game at this point as the lob is there for Herb Jones. Backdoor cut. And that was Davis making the pass. He's doing everything for him right now. Once we get Graves back out there, I'm going to have to match him up on him as Zet gets inside and Vando gets the assist. Now Barker lost the ball, jarred loose by Zed and out of bounds. Off of Barker. That's what I'm talking about. Lob attempt for Zed is up there. Got past Webb. What a feed there from Halliburton. Zed making some plays on the offensive and defensive ends alike. Love seeing that. They're going to try it again. And we can't stop this lob attempt either. Vando tried to go up for it, but just out of his reach. 2 hoops in a row. What's going on in St. Louis, man? What kind of play style are they going with? Paying the long 2. No. Vando throws it up off the board and hits it. That's absurd. Barker gets down low, but Vando's right there to stall him and jar it loose. As that working on Barker. Takes him down low again. Nice pump fake. He passes out to Payne, who has an open shot, and that one falls this time. Look at Zet, man, making some plays. They're going to try for a third time, but this time Payne is there to read it. All right. You're going to try a backdoor oop 3 times in a row. You deserve that to happen to you. Jesus Christ. I think we're fucking stupid. Over the top pass to Payne. What a feed by Tyrese. Payne's got 13 points. Him and Davis are both having some great starts to this one. Barker from the leaf. It's good. Azette gets the feed. His jumper is up and in. Has he missed a shot? I don't think he has. All right, 3 minutes gone in the quarter. Davis, the step back shot. He missed it. Keldon Johnson, a few feet behind the line, but it doesn't matter. Our lead goes to 11. They love this play for the elbow shot, and this time Davis will hit. 21 points for Javon Davis. Yeah, as soon as Graves checks back in, that's who I'm going to put on him. Because right now he's cooking Halliburton. Anderson checks back in for the Woodsman. Halliburton for 3. High arcing, no, and Clement rips it down. Another screen. Davis just keeps firing off these, man. It's just telegraphed. Might as well just start switching those because he shoots off of those every single time. Halliburton finds Anderson. His triple is good. No doubt about that one. Davis, step back triple. Come on. You can't be serious. Get Graves back in the ball game. He should be checking in here soon. Anderson, long 2. It's off the mark. Close one, though. Oh, no, here we go. He's going to fire off this. Yep, there it is. And it was fouled. Come on, Halliburton. The one time this guy can't hit the shot. Unreal. 9 for 13. There are still 7 minutes to go in the half. He knocks down both. Bobo checks in for Vanderbilt. All right, real quick. I'm going to make a change. All right, so I'm just going to put Graves on him right now. And against Barker, I'm just going to have Anderson guard him. I think he was doing a fine job before. I'm just clearly more worried about Javon Davis, who is still not set, I don't think. But for the on-ball screens, we're going to switch these. Because that's probably the best bet to stop this guy. Halliburton on the move. Can't knock it down. It rolls around the rim. The 7-point game. St. Louis trying to close the gap. See how do we handle this? We ice it. He has a wide open shot. I said switch. We got lucky that he just missed that. But I said switch, man. Payne the high screen. Halliburton got the switch. Back to Payne. They recover on defense. And Payne can't score the reverse layup. Nice defense there by Clement. Or Clement, however you pronounce it. Keldon Johnson then steps out of bounds trying to get around Halliburton, but he wouldn't let him. Good work. There's our next 4 games against the Timberwolves, Rockets, Thunder, and Pelicans. Halliburton lobs it off the backdoor cut. Anderson jams it in. What a lob. Are you kidding me, guys? Jones, wide open 3. Can't knock it down, but Clement's there on the glass, and he lays it in for the putback 2. But real quick, one more look at this lob. This was absolutely sick. Backdoor cut. Anderson catches the ball behind him and just jams it right in there. That's beautiful basketball. This game right now feels a lot like the Spurs game for whatever reason. Both teams are shooting lights out. Halliburton off the screen, fires, and knocks it down. Davis has a bit of an open shot. Missed that one, though, and Bol pulls it down. He's going to try and push the tempo, I think. And he will. He's blocked, though, and it goes off the bottom of the backboard right to Clement. Backdoor cut, and Bobo's right there as Davis tried to find him on the oop. Now we'll fire top of the key, and it rattles out. The Sound have it right back. Now we got Anderson guarding Davis. Do we switch this screen? Not really. But Payne's there. And off to Clement, back out. Good defense so far. Herb Jones has to attack. And his shot is off the mark. Good work. Anderson, catch and shoots. Wide open jumper. It's off the mark. Davis, he steps back. And that one's off too. A couple of missed shots in a row for him. Anderson has a lane baseline until it's blocked by the help defense with Clement. This guy's making some plays down there in the paint. Herb Jones, monster jam in transition. All right, after a timeout, Graves finally checks back in. Can he lock down Javon Davis? Guess we'll find out these last 3 minutes of the half. Halliburton races inside. He's fouled this time by Clement. First free throw is up and good. Second one is up and good as well, as Tyus Jones checks in for Anderson and Halliburton heads to shooting guard. And now Halliburton gets the steal off of Barker. We had the ball right back in our hands. Graves the screen. Tyus Jones, bit of a wacky shot. Arnold mismatched against Halliburton, and he jars the ball loose on the shot. Fantastic defense once again by Tyrese. That's 2 turnovers forced by him in a row.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Murphy comes over and sets the screen. Halliburton attacks, gets by Clement, and missed the jumper. Or not the jumper, the floater. That one's got to go in. He's 2 for 7, though. Davis hands off to Arnold. He's mismatched against Tyus Jones. What's going on here? Tyrese fires again, and this time scores. He makes up for it. Graves gets around the screen, stays with Davis. Good work. They don't have to switch it. They're going to try it again, and he has to pass out of it. Barker's got it now. Time counting down. He just has to jack it up. It's almost our loose shot clock violation. Forced by guess who? Tyrese Halliburton. Tyus fires from deep. Not going to fall this time. Shot clock under 10. Barker comes off a screen, gets the feed, has to fire. Graves is there, and the shot's off. Last shot of the first half. Halliburton. What is this play? It's an open 3, which she hits. Thank you, sir. We lead 62-50 at the break. The sound really slowed down those last 6 minutes of the half. All right, start of this third quarter. Gonna see what happens for the rest of the game, obviously, because I want to watch the whole thing. It's been a fun game so far. I'm really enjoying this one, as both teams have shot pretty much the exact same percentage, but we have just shot and made more threes and a few more free throws, I think, as well, which is why we're in front. So it's been relatively a close game for the most part. So we'll see what happens in the second half as Graves knocks it down from deep to get us started here in the third quarter. Now it's a screen from Johnson. Barker gets around it. Out of a shot, goes back to Johnson for the corner 3. But he missed it. He has really done nothing on the offensive end for St. Louis. Halliburton throws it up and missed it this time. And what? Where's the foul? Here we go. Davis against Graves. Uh-oh, pick and pop. Johnson, second chance. Not this time either. High screen from Bobo. Halliburton blocked by Johnson. He has passed the ball well, but he has not shot well in this one. Davis back to Johnson. His third 3 of the half does not drop. He's ice cold right now. Bobo spotting up top of the key, but he has it rattle out. Close one. Good shot, though. Johnson, top of the key. 4th time's the charm. No. Why is he shooting so much now? We got a mismatch. Payne against Jalen Johnson. Get around him, buddy. There you go. Vancouver leads by 17. Just trying to extend. Barker hesitates. Goes back to Johnson. They love the pick and pop. This guy can't hit a 3 to save his life. Anderson faces Barker. He finds Graves. Bowell comes over and sets the screen. Graves, mid-range jumper. Missed it. Barker has his patch dart loose. He was trying to find Johnson, but Bol is there for the steal. St. Louis is yet to score here in this half. They've only scored 5 points. And now a mismatch for Bol down low. He fades away and knocks it down. I'll take those. Davis against Graves. Gets around the screen. Fires that, and then no. Out of a shot finds Johnson. And he finally knocks it down. He's pretty much taken all their shots in the quarter, and his first one falls after the first 4 minutes. Halliburton finds Bol. Great pass. That's a wide open shot, but Payne's there on the boards. This guy is an absolute rebounding machine, man. Barker has to fire over Anderson. That one's not going to fall. He played some really solid defense since that 6-minute mark of the second quarter. I've been very impressed after a slow start. Graves at the rim draws the foul on JRE. We call timeout before he will take some free throws. So free throws for Todd Graves. First one is good to go. Looks like Keldon Johnson and Zed and Vando have all checked in. And the free throws are both good. So our lead has gone all the way back to 20. It was a close game for most of the first half. But now we have taken pretty much full control of this game. And now a turnover from Barker. Man, the Sound have lost all of their offensive rhythm. As Bol and Payne will check back in. What? That's strange. Halliburton to Anderson. Has an open shot, and it's good. Barker hesitates, then goes back to Davis. Todd Graves no longer out there to guard him. And the first shot he takes is off a screen. And he missed it. He's going cold now. Back to that 37% shooting from the field, I hope. Halliburton finds the pick and pop. Bol for three. Missed it. Gotta hit that. Payne gets the board. What's going on here? Nice passing. Anderson steps back. Open three. Missed it, but Halliburton's there on the glass too. He boxed out Robinson Earl. Anderson. Long two. That one drops. What a possession. Nice pass to Webb, and he will score just the second field goal of the quarter for the Sound. We're 6.5 minutes gone. They got to really put things together here before it's too late. It might already be too late. Down by 22. Jones finds his set there in the corner, but his shot, it's not going to fall. Probably his first missed shot of the entire game. Barker, long two. Won't drop. Off the screen. Tyus Jones, back to him. Nice pick and pop. And this time, Bol hits it. He's had a couple of really nice looks, and that was, I think, the first or second time he's actually hit that three. But some really good play calls right now for the Woodsmen. Barker, same spot. Can't knock it down either. Just a really cold third quarter for some reason. They've had plenty of open looks, but just can't knock them down. Backdoor cut. We almost turned the ball over there, but Payne is there with some good awareness. Azette gets inside and lays it in. Right now, this guy is just a really good slasher, and he's been a good shooter as well. And there were some comments last episode about, maybe we need a slasher. And I do kind of agree that I would like to have a guy who, mainly attacks the basket. Not only to, draw fouls, but also just in general score at the rim. And Anderson and Halliburton both do it sometimes. But Azette, by far, does it the most of any player on this team. And usually he does a great job at it. So maybe we get him some more minutes at some point. I don't know. Just depends on what we're looking for. But, I don't want to change things up if we're playing really well as we are right now. That is Arnold. No, not Arnold. That's Webb actually drawing the foul. And the free throw is good as Arnold does check in at center. But our lead is still at 24. Probably going to sim after one more play just because it's a blowout now, and then we'll probably watch the last 5 or 6 of the fourth quarter, maybe. But instead, Cutting Johnson is called for a 3-second violation. I guess that's our cue. All right, 6:45 to play here in regulation, and it's Webb back at the line, missing his first one. They have outscored us by 5 here in the quarter, and they have closed the gap to 15. The free throw makes it 14, though, so a score of 93-79 here at home, trying to close this game out and come out of here with a win to keep our win streak alive. Anderson goes top of the key. Pump fakes, nice fake, and he somehow scores. Are you kidding me? This guy's crazy. What a awesome bucket. The pump fake and the score on the hard foul. Beautiful basketball right there. This offense, despite only us having like 96 points right now, we have looked really good all game. Arnold to Herb Jones, guarded by Anderson, former teammates. Goes back to Davis, blocked by Todd Graves. I was waiting for one of those. Halliburton, space for 3. That one no good. Payne can't get the tip board. Barker for 3. Can't do it. He just has he did not score, I don't think, in the third quarter. He had 14 points at halftime. I know for a fact with like 3 minutes left in the quarter, he did not have any points, but he might have some now. Halliburton, down low, has to fire, and he's fouled. That's the first on Barker. 12 and 12 tonight for Tyrese. Definitely has not shot as well as you would like him to, but we've kind of gotten used to him being kind of wishy-washy in terms of shooting, but he's always been a great passer for this team. He's had some moments where he turns the ball over on alley-oops and stuff, but so far today he's passed the ball extremely well. Herb Jones in the corner, steps out of bounds. Another turnover by St. Louis. Halliburton tries for 3 again. This time he'll rattle it home. And our lead blossoms back to 22, just like that. Oh no, backdoor cut by Herb Jones, the alley-oop. Why specifically with Herb Jones? I don't know. Halliburton attacks the paint with Davis draped all over him, but it doesn't matter. Von Davis off the screen. Can't knock it down from the mid-range. I'm very curious how many points he scored here in the half, because I feel like it's been like less than 10. Graves up a couple of screens. Missed Payne on the roll. That would have been a great pass. Instead, he's kind of stalled by Davis. He does find Payne eventually, but then he's blocked by Arnold. Davis, on the other end, gets by Graves this time for the score. Both teams have definitely shot worse here in the second half, but we have taken 13 more shots than they have. That is insane. Halliburton knocks it down, top of the key. He's got 22 now. Herb Jones attacks the rim and is fouled by Tyrese. First free throw is up and good. The Sound do have Jaren Jackson Jr. usually, but I think he might be hurt or something, or they maybe traded him away. I might have to check the trade wire after this, because I'm pretty sure they had JJJ like a couple weeks ago. Anderson gets the pass and attacks the paint. See, I want to see just a little bit more of that from most of our shooters, like Anderson, Halliburton, Azette, even Graves. I want to see more from those guys attacking the rim, because I feel like if they did, or they do, they could be really good at that. Robinson swatted! That was Johnson, actually, but Bol Sent that right back to St. Louis. Davis misses the putback. Off the screen, Halliburton for 3 again. Trying to stat pad. Not going to drop. Under 2 to go. This game's long over. Arnold spins and throws it up, but that one is way off. Payne to Halliburton at the rim. Scores again over Davis. Davis inside. Fouled by Don Payne. Free throws coming up. Trying to get to 90 points. He's scored, what, 3 points here in the half? I think he had 26 at halftime, right? Or somewhere along those lines. So definitely has been just completely silent in this third and fourth quarter. Halliburton lobs it, and Payne's right there. Pass a bit behind him, but it does not matter. 25-point lead. Davis backing down Graves, and he's fouled by him. What? There was no contact there. Give me a break. He really wants those 30 points. Free throws from Javon Davis are both good. Here comes a three-pointer for Halliburton, I feel like. No, it's a long 2 instead. It's off the mark, but Payne's there for the putback. He's been crazy good on the offensive glass for the last couple of games. Davis blocked by Don Payne. And that should be the finishing touch to this win. Maybe one more bucket for us to cap things off, though. Graves. Back to Bobo, over to Halliburton. Mismatch for Payne down low against Davis. Gotta have it. He does. And that'll be it. A final score of 116-89. A very strong performance on both sides of the ball here in this one. This win makes it 8 straight for Vancouver. A very good second half performance is the reason that we won this game. Halliburton drops 24 and 15. He was fantastic on both ends. He was honestly pretty good. And he actually shot pretty well, like 43, 44%. So that's definitely not a bad day at all. Don Payne was amazing. 24 and 14, 11 for 17 from the field. Just completely dominant. Anderson barely had to do anything. 22 points, 9 for 19. He was good. Zet, 12 points off the bench. Actually missed a couple of shots that we missed. But Graves, good day. Bobo had poor shooting from beyond the arc, but we got him some good looks. And we do come out on top by quite a bit. Javon Davis had 32. Barker had 24, but both guys were relatively quiet in the second half, and they both shot 10 for 23. Which is not awful, but could be better for sure. And really, it was just good overall shooting. We didn't even shoot that well from 3, to be honest, but we controlled the paint, scoring 52 to their 34. We had a lot more second chance points, more bench points, way more assists, way more rebounds, and a lot less turnovers too. So overall, just a really good team win here. Can't complain. And the Sound actually never led in that game, but real quick, did they trade away Jaren Jackson Jr.? I feel like they must have, because he was on their team to start the season. So there actually have been quite a few trades this year. Towards the top, we have D'Lo being traded to the Celtics, which we already knew about. Eichlin was swapped for Robin Underwood. James Wiseman was sent from the Bulls to the Clippers for Tomasevich, who we have seen before against those playoff series against LA. There's another trade right there. Pascal Siakam was traded after a matchup against the Raptors, and they traded for Colin Sexton. Interesting. Looks like Marcus Smart and Cameron Bellamy were traded for Zeke Naji, and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Hamidou Diallo were traded for the Time Lord and Sasa Zagorach. So, interesting move there by the Sound. I'm not sure it's helped them out. Looks like here Kyra Lewis was traded. Kyle Kuzma was swapped straight up for Alton Nichols. Corey Kispert traded for Isaiah Stewart. And then Jalen Smith traded from the Spurs. And they acquire Kyle Kuzma and Peyton Pritchard from the Grizzlies. So the Spurs made a move to improve. And we'll see if that helps them or makes them worse. Miles Turner was traded from the Heat to the Pelicans for Eduardo Diaz. Fred Miller swapped for Matthew Daniels, and Emmanuel Quickly also traded from the Raptors to the Celtics for Lawrence Hall. What? That's a huge trade. Wow. We faced both those teams when those guys were on the other ones. Wow. A couple of very interesting trades. We're going to wrap up here, though, by getting us to the All-Star break. And we're going to be seeing, I think, on the 10th of February, the actual All-Star draft. And I'm pretty sure both Halliburton and Anderson should be in the All-Star game. In fact, let's check the All-Star voting real quick, because it should show us there. As long as they're in the top 7, I want to say, in the backcourt / front court for the West, they should be good to go. Halliburton is there, only 30K behind Giddey, so he should be in there with 20 and 7, which makes perfect sense. And then in the front court, Anderson is also number 6 there. So they should be both in the All-Star game, which is awesome. And we do have the All-Star draft before this next game. So I'm just going to start the draft, and then I will just auto-draft the entire thing. So, here's what it looks like. You have got, on Team Nicola, you've got Jokic, John Morant, Shea, Tatum, and Calvin Gordon. Then you got Karl Anthony Towns, Zion, Jalen Green, Scotty Barnes, Giddey, Sharp, and AJ Griffin. Then, over in Team Luka, you've got Luka Doncic, Giannis, LaMelo, Jabari Smith, Evan Mobley, Trae Young, Ben Simmons, Bam, Chet, Paolo, Alex Barker, and Anderson. Where's Halliburton? What? I just saw him. Where's he at? What the hell? So he was behind. I didn't see Jalen Green either. What's going on here in the Western Conference backcourt? Jalen Green, Josh Giddey were both above him. Oh, Green and Giddey are both in here. So I guess it's the top 5 in each backcourt and top 6 or top 7 in the front court, which I guess makes sense because there's more positions that are in the front court than in the backcourt. So Halliburton misses out with 20 and 10. Really? Are we sure about that? That seems unfair. But at least Anderson makes his second All-Star appearance. That number right there is incorrect. It's not 3, it's 2. I think it's actually 1 more appearance for all these players than it actually is. How is Simmons here again, dude? Unreal. So right now we have Sim 2 games. We won both, so the streak is still alive. And Carney is back. So I am going to put him back in despite the win streak. Tyus Jones, I'm guessing has played well. But I'm going to put Carney back in. And also today is the trade deadline. And to be honest, I like where we are. I'm going to stop before we sim ahead. But I like where we are. This team is on a tear right now. I don't want to change anything up. I think we have good guys off of the reserve team that we can go to in case someone gets hurt like we have so far this year. I don't think we really need to do anything else too crazy. So I stopped here, but I'm probably just going to sim ahead. And then we'll check any trades that were made at the deadline afterwards. Whoa, we just destroyed the Thunder by like 49 or something like that. But let's go check and see if there are any big trades made. Looks like Nelson Daniel got traded for Terry Perry. McDaniels got traded from the Sun, who we just faced, for Herbert Green from the Thunder, who we just faced as well. And they also include a first-round pick in there. The Mavericks traded Reed Sullivan for Lenny Weaver. 2 guys that I considered trading for last year when I was trying to trade for Bol. And those are the 3 that were made at the deadline. So, yeah, not a whole lot of movement after those initial trades, but there were plenty of trades to talk about for sure. So we do finish simming before the All-Star break, but we are coming off 2 straight losses, man. After the win streak got all the way up to like, I think it was 12 or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's 12. So a 12-game win streak gets snapped by the Nuggets. We lose by 7 in a low-scoring game. Then we lose again. We go into the All-Star break losing 2 straight. That does mean that we are 43-16 this year, which is much better than we have done in any previous year. We are probably on our way to our best record, but we are still 3rd in the conference because the Warriors and Spurs just won't let up. So we have to beat them in those matchups that we have later on in the latter half of the year. We're still 3.5 games back from the Spurs and a 1.5 games back from Golden State, and those 2 losses were really crucial in that. Not even a 12-game win streak is going to help us, man. Come on. We still have 1 game left against the Spurs, and we have none against the Warriors. So we've already used up pretty much all those matchups. We just have to win as much as we can the rest of the way and hope that they lose a couple more than we do. But the first box score was a win. Haywood drops 27. Chandler drops 20. The Woodsmen got 31 for Anderson and 20 and 13 for Halliburton, where Bobo drops 20 as well, and Payne a very solid 15 and 15. Then Halliburton drops 27, 7 and 10 against the Rockets in this win. Anderson and Keldon Johnson both scored 20 plus. Anderson had 5 blocks in this game. That's impressive. Payne had 27 rebounds. What the hell? Who do the Rockets even have at center? I have no idea. But Jabari Smith drops 31. Nobody else had more than 9. And this was the game that we destroyed the Thunder in before we lose to them later on in the season. Keldon Johnson 27, Anderson 24, Halliburton 21, Payne, Azette, and Graves, and Bobo, and Carney. All of those guys in double figures. That's impressive. That's why we scored 146. The Thunder got 29 and 5 for Giddey, but nobody else really played all too well. Then a pretty big win against New Orleans. Looks like Trey Murphy drops 29. Zion is back and he had 26, so he was hurt last time we checked the box score against them. And Travis Franklin drops 16 and 10 off the bench. The Woodsmen got 33 in this win from Anderson and 26 and 12 for Halliburton. Where a couple of other guys played well too. And this was our first loss to break the streak after a very low scoring first quarter. We just could not bounce back and could not come back. Jokic with 20, 16 and 7. My God. LaMelo 16, 5 and 6. Dosunmu 16. I mean, they were not even good on the offensive end and we still lost. Probably having our worst offensive day of the year. Anderson drops 23 and 10. Payne had a double-double. Carney had 11, but nobody else really did all too much. Because Halliburton, Bobo, Keldon Johnson, all 3 of those guys shot pretty poorly. And then we lost against the Thunder to round out the simming for today. Giddey had 25, 7 and 14. Jesus Christ. And they pretty much came back in the fourth quarter and won. That's pretty much what happened. It was pretty much tied going into the fourth quarter, and we just could not keep up. Anderson drops 24, 6 and 6. Halliburton 17. Azette 16 off the bench with 15 from KJ. But a couple of guys just did not shoot as well as you would have liked, and the defense was not good. So that L right there is now the highest score that we have allowed on us the entire year. It was the Spurs game, but now it's the Thunder who dropped 130 on us. And we head to the All-Star break with a record of 43 and 16. Team chemistry, fan interest looking good. And let's see if the team proficiency has gone up at all. I imagine it has, but apparently not. Still, though, I feel good about where we are. It's going to be tough for us to surpass both the Warriors and the Spurs, but I feel like we can still definitely do it. I mean, there's plenty of games left, so if we can just keep playing this brand of basketball, get back to that win streak, then I feel really good about our chances here. But it's a 3-horse race still for the top seed, and we're currently the 3rd horse in that race. That's your update there. A bit of a long one today, but I thought it was a good time to do it, and we'll have an even longer one next episode, folks. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, thanks for watching, and peace.